Joe, before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly, it involves...
We are watching a corporate coup unfold in real time, and most people are too busy staring at box scores to notice the strings being pulled behind the curtain. While the media obsesses over turnovers and rookie records, a seismic power shift has already happened, one that has quietly stripped the WNBA commissioner of control over the league's narrative. The moment Caitlin Clark put pen to paper on that reported $28 million Nike deal, the hierarchy of women's basketball didn't just change, it shattered. This isn't just a star rookie cashing in, this is a scenario where a first-year player now holds more financial leverage, more global marketing muscle, and more institutional influence than the league she plays in. Stephen Smith has been warning about this for months, but his latest comments confirm what insiders have been whispering since draft night. Nike isn't merely sponsoring a player anymore, they're positioning themselves at the center of the sport itself. And sources say WNBA Commissioner Cathy Engelbert is reeling as she realizes her grip on the narrative is slipping. To understand why there's panic at the top, you have to look at the economics. This isn't a standard endorsement deal. This is an 8-year marriage between the most powerful sports brand on the planet and one athlete. When news broke that Clark signed for $28 million, it sent a clear message through the league offices. The balance of power has changed, and it may never swing back. It sent a shockwave through locker rooms across the league. For perspective, Caitlin Clark's actual WNBA salary sits around $76,000, pocket change compared to the Nike money. And that disparity instantly created a crisis of authority. Who does Clark answer to now? The league that pays her crumbs and lets her absorb hard fouls with little protection, or the global powerhouse cutting 8-figure checks and branding her as the future of the sport? Stephen Smith put it bluntly, money talks, and right now the WNBA is whispering while Nike is screaming. Smith has oddly become the most honest voice in this entire saga, pulling back the curtain on what many fans have sensed all along. He's called out the resentment brewing among the league's old guard, labeling it exactly what it looks like: jealousy. Not competitive frustration, not rookie hazing, but bitterness over a player who skipped the line and changed the economics overnight. What makes his take so damning is how he ties it to business. Alienating the one athlete driving revenue isn't just petty, it's reckless. According to his sources, the tension isn't just about basketball, it's personal, and it's threatening the league's growth. The on-court gatekeeping is fueled by insecurity, because Nike didn't crown an established champion. They chose someone new. And that choice left the commissioner exposed. Cathy Engelbert is supposed to be the most powerful figure in women's basketball, yet this season has made it clear she's been outmaneuvered. Nike's deal was a loud signal that the brand doesn't trust the league to market Clark properly. Look at the billboards, the campaigns, the social pushes. They exist in a universe separate from the WNBA's own branding. It feels like two leagues running in parallel, one trying to keep everyone happy and another built entirely around Caitlin Clark, run by Nike with one goal: to win. Insider whispers say Engelbert was blindsided by how aggressive this strategy is, how unapologetically it centers one player while ignoring the league's carefully curated balance narrative. The commissioner is playing mediator. Nike is playing chess. And nothing exposes this corporate takeover more clearly than what's happening next: the signature shoe war. It's an open secret that Aya Wilson, a 2-time MVP and champion, was quietly frustrated by how long she had to wait for her own signature shoe. She carried the league on her back for years and still had to be patient, while rumors swirled that Caitlin Clark was promised a signature shoe the moment she signed her rookie deal. That revelation sent shockwaves through locker rooms and confirmed what many didn't want to admit. Nike doesn't care about tenure, they care about sales. Stephen Smith said it plainly: marketability is not the same as merit, and the fact that the commissioner couldn't calm veteran stars exposed just how little control she really has. Because that shoe isn't just footwear, it's a crown, and Nike placed it on the rookie's head. You can't talk about this power struggle without bringing up the legends, especially Sheryl Swoopes. The tension between Swoopes and the Clark phenomenon has been obvious, spilling into public criticism that Stephen Smith addressed head-on, accusing a generational icon of letting personal bias cloud her judgment. That clash symbolizes the wider war. The old guard believes they built the house Clark now lives in rent-free. But Smith delivered the brutal truth. They built a house that didn't make money, one subsidized for decades by the NBA. Clark is the first player to pull in casual fans who actually buy tickets and jerseys, and while Nike and the commissioner see that, many veterans refuse to accept it, creating a toxic environment the league office seems powerless to control. The situation escalated when Clark was left off the Olympic roster. Officially, it was about experience, but insiders see it as the establishment's last stand, an attempt to humble the rookie and remind everyone the system still rules. Analysts immediately called it a marketing disaster, noting Nike, who sponsors Team USA, was reportedly furious after investing millions only to see their star sidelined during the biggest global stage. That snub didn't hurt Clark, it protected her, turning her into a martyr and making the league look small. The physical punishment she's taken since then only deepened the rebellion. Hard hip checks, blindside screens, takedowns that crossed the line. The Kennedy Carter incident became the flashpoint, and when the league hesitated to act until public outrage exploded, it revealed a commissioner afraid of upsetting the union. Stephen Smith warned they were turning their golden goose into a piñata, and sponsors behind the scenes were reportedly horrified. They paid for a star, not a punching bag. That failure forced Nike into the role of protector, pushing Clark even further from the league's control. Then there's travel. For years, players begged for charter flights and were told the money wasn't there. Clark arrives, fan mobs and security risks explode, and suddenly charters appear overnight. Veterans will say it was overdue, but everyone knows Clark forced the issue. It was another moment where the league reacted instead of led, proof that one rookie had more leverage in months than the union had in decades. The numbers back it up. Games featuring Clark see viewership spikes of 300%, arenas get upgraded, and entire markets revolve around her presence. This is the Caitlyn economy, and it terrifies the commissioner. A league divided into haves and have-nots created by one player is unsustainable. Owners love the checks but fear the imbalance. Nike isn't betting on the WNBA, they're betting on Clark, building a brand bigger than any single team. And for a commissioner tasked with selling the entire league, that reality is nothing short of terrifying. This brings us to the ultimate leverage play, Unrivaled. The new 3-on-3 league founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier isn't just an off-season experiment, it's a pressure point. Massive salaries, equity stakes, real ownership for players, and now heavy whispers of a blockbuster offer being prepared specifically for Caitlyn Clark. If she accepts, it doesn't just weaken the WNBA's grip on her, it gives her a clean exit strategy. With Nike's financial backing and alternative leagues emerging, Clark is no longer trapped by WNBA politics. Stephen A. Smith has openly warned that the players targeting her should tread carefully because she has options they simply don't. If she chooses another path or shifts her focus to ventures beyond the league, the WNBA risks slipping straight back into irrelevance. The commissioner knows this, and that's exactly why she's frozen. Push the veterans too hard and she loses the locker room. Fail to protect Clark and she loses the audience. Then comes the most uncomfortable layer, the one Stephen A. Smith dragged into the spotlight, race and culture. He took heat for saying Clark's race plays a role in her marketability, but he doubled down, arguing it also fuels the resentment surrounding her. This is where the league completely lost control of the narrative. The commissioner's silence as the discourse turned toxic was deafening, allowing the controversy to metastasize into a national story. Nike took the opposite approach. No politics. No commentary. Just greatness. They stripped away the noise and sold excellence, the same blueprint they used with Tiger Woods in the 1990s. When Tiger arrived, the PGA Tour was a closed, conservative club that resented the attention he received. Nike didn't care. They made Tiger bigger than the tour itself. Now they're doing the same thing with Caitlyn Clark. The message is unmistakable. The WNBA is the venue, she is the event. Stephen Smith sees the pattern clearly. The commissioner is being reduced to a venue manager while sponsors dictate the show. That's why the rumors of Nike effectively running the operation feel so real. They control her image, her story, her reach, while the league is left to turn on the lights and hope fans show up. So where does this leave Kathy Engelbert? Sitting in the hottest seat in sports. If she can't bridge the widening gap between resentful veterans and the league's most valuable asset, her position becomes untenable. Owners follow revenue, and Clark is the revenue. If forced to choose, the money will win. Stephen A. Smith's comments weren't just noise, they were a warning that the old power structure is finished. The shock isn't about losing authority, it's about realizing who truly has it now. A 22-year-old from Iowa backed by the most powerful brand in sports. The league office is scrambling, trying to ride Clark's momentum while desperately preventing the rest of the league from tearing itself apart. What we're witnessing isn't drama, it's disruption. A hostile takeover in slow motion. Nike and Caitlin Clark have formed an alliance stronger than the commissioner, stronger than the veterans, stronger than the critics. The cheap shots, the jealousy, the bitterness, those are just the final gasps of the old regime. The game changed, and the people in charge didn't change it. As the next season approaches, one thing is undeniable. The WNBA may release the schedule, but Nike and Caitlin Clark are writing the script. And everyone else has a simple choice: adapt or get left behind.